Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are cleaning our rocks that we found. This is from, I think, our first Superstition trip. And we have our second trip and a couple bonus. I'm gonna be looking to clean this guy off. This was from a different trip, but super excited to try and clean it, see how it looks like when it's cleaned up. And then also this guy, really dirty, but just big piece of quartz. So excited to try and clean them all and see how it looks. So let's do it. All right, so I moved inside because it was just extremely hot out right now, and it just seemed easier to try and look at these inside now that we did power wash these and kind of clean them up. So over here in the back, again, we just have, this is our first trip when we went to Superstition, apologize. And these are all just the Chalcedony kind of chunks in the back here. Bunch of those you can see. Yeah, some pretty nice pieces, and hoping to, again, once I start practicing grinding and polishing and cleaning these things up, that'll be the plan for most of these ideally. And then here we have a few that, again, you can see there's some banding going through this one, or maybe there's just some Chalcedony mixed in with this one. But this rock feels harder than like basalt, but it's, I don't know, it still might be like some kind of rhyolite is what it feels like. So still planning to cut this one open as well. So we'll have a few here from this trip. This is another one that looks like basalt. But you can clearly see there's some kind of band of something going through there. So hopefully, again, maybe that'll turn into one. These last two, similar case, basalt, and then I believe rhyolite mixed in with Chalcedony chunks, and I know there's a couple other names for some of these. Dacite porphyry is one that I found, but I don't know if this would qualify as a dacite porphyry, because it seems like the only stuff that's mixed in there is maybe pieces of quartz and chalcedony versus other pebbles, like other rock materials and stuff. But again, that's just my guess. This one does have some blue in it, which looks kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it there. There's that blue there. So yeah. Again, that's our first trip, and hopefully we'll find something. Oh, and last was this one, this is just like a big sandstone or pumice rock. And then you have that huge band of crystallization running through it. I did try and clean it up with the power washer that I have, and it seemed like it got a lot of the stuff off. I think some of these pieces I do have that have quartz and chalcedony, and I'm going to try and see if I can use any iron out and see if that would help get some of the stuff off of some of them, so that way it does look cleaner. But that also is going to be just like a side project, testing out to see how it works. So let's take a look at our second batch that you'll find out there. Again, those are the ones that I'm kind of looking for right now. So this little guy, this is one that really just be a tester for cutting, just to see if there's anything in the middle of that looks cool. But this half would be like, it's like a basalt, and then there is some mixture of some quartz in there, so just to test. This one does look like, I think they call this a schist or a schist when it's mixed with like that, like a blue speckled or maybe like a gray speckle in there. This one was big, a big chunk. I tried to clean them up with the power washer again, and it seems like a lot of this is that rhyolite on there. Just another nice piece that hopefully be able to clean up at some point and polish it and just make it try and look prettier than what it looks like right now. And then our last two, the two most exciting ones, this one is the big Chalcedony chunk that we found, and this one does have like this crystallization on it all over it, and then it does go down and there's like a cave down in there as well, which is pretty cool. But you can see the banding on, or the banding, the outside of the quartz and chalcedony and everything there, and then that cave, and everything else is just really crystallized on top. It's just all brown, so I don't know. Maybe be able to clean this one up as well. If I do try the iron out, I think I'll throw this one in there just to see if it might pull any of that other coloring from it and just make it a little bit cleaner and whiter and sparkly. And then lastly, we have our first ever agate. Oh, it's falling apart. Lost a crystal. But this one was the agate that we found attached in that bed of, I'm going to call it rhyolite at this point. Maybe it is basalt, I don't know, but this was actually attached to the riverbed and had to remove it with my chisel and little hammer thing. And you can see on this side, that's where there is a little pink in there and some yellow on that side. And the rest, just a little hinting of like some blue in there, like a darker blue, but it's a little faint. So super stoked with this one. Again, this will be one that maybe we do put it in the iron out as well, just to see if it draws anything else off of here and makes it look prettier. But definitely one that I do want to try and cut at some point. The only worry with this one is there is a lot of cracking going on through there. You can kind of see where there's some cracks and some fractures, and the concern with that when you're going to go to cut it is that this rock might just start to fall apart. You can see that one there too, that crack. So definitely something to think about and consider if you ever do find some nice rocks out there, because once I go to cut this, there's no going back. And then depending on how clean I can get it without cutting it, maybe I just leave it as it is. But something to think about. So, all right. So these are our two massive, I believe this is a mix of basalt or rhyolite with just some quartz crystals kind of mixed in kind of around the whole rock. Like it goes all the way around. There's some little banding down here. And I'll try and get some closer pictures of this one so you can see. But this is a big, big rock. This one, pretty big as well. Looks like it's just a big piece of quartz. And then you can see on some of the sides, there's a little bit of darker in there. So again, maybe some schist, I think is what they call it. This one definitely needs to be cleaned up because I did do the power washer on it, but you can obviously see still a lot of like brown in there and stuff. And I don't know how clean I would be able to get this one. But just thinking if I could use the iron out and maybe it does draw some of that stuff out of there, maybe one day I would have a chance to cut this one, but it is pretty big. So then I gotta figure out, obviously getting like a bigger saw blade and stuff too. So pretty cool. Just want to show you guys that one. And then I'll try and get some close-ups on this one here just to show you. It is heavy, so. All right, so on this rock, you can see there's a lot of that dark rock kind of going through it. Over here, we have our first little cave, I guess you can say, and then you can see there are some crystals in there. Cave into the rock, and you can see all the quartz and everything going through there. Goes up over this way, through this wall, a bunch of crystals there. And then over through here, crystals. And if we go to the bottom side doesn't have a lot. You can see, like over here, some of the crystallization. In the middle, there is this circle crystallization and that little band through the middle there. And then there's this cave over here, which is the coolest one. You can see all those crystals. Do it to where you guys can see in there. Yeah, so I mean, it goes down there. There's a bunch of crystals in there and stuff. So, again, this is another rock that I don't know what I'm going to do with. And right now, it's just kind of hanging out. Super cool rock. Again, I believe this would be just the rhyolite, and then maybe it's just a huge agate in the end. I don't know. All right, so today we are going to start practicing with our iron out. So I've picked out a bunch different quartz rocks. These are some bigger ones that have this iron on it, or I believe these are the ones that have iron. This orange, dark brown, similar in that one. This one I don't know. There's these spots on it, but I think it might be a different material that was on that's not the rock for that one. And then like this one, I don't know if anything in there will get cleaner than it looks without using, again, some type of rock bath kind of thing where they do like the electric waves that go through it and stuff. And so this is, again, just kind of testing, and then a bunch of little pieces over here that just looking to see if maybe it'll clean them up a little bit. So that is what we're going to do. Ooh, that smells like bubble gum. Alright, let's check back in 24 hours and see what it looks like. Welcome back, everybody. I wanted to show you guys after doing the iron out. So I had the clips, me doing the iron out, and I wanted to show just how much iron was actually removed from all of the quartz crystals and other rocks that I kind of put in there. So we're going to show those here. And so you can tell, oh, sorry, there we go. Super clean. This was the only one that I think still, this might be like a rose quartz. Sorry, I don't know if that box is blocking some of the light. So this one might be like a rose quartz. You can still see some of that pink in there. But the rest of these just got really cleaned up. Almost no other coloration on this one. Again, this one was covered with a bunch of brown and orange, and same thing with that one. This is the one with the big geode pocket in there. But yeah, so I'm super excited to see how well this worked. There were a couple that still had some coloring on them, and again, I just don't know if that's something else or if that's just some rose quartz or some other mineral that was mixed in with these agates. So I just want to show those ones off, and yeah, if you do have any and you're looking to maybe clean them up, you can get iron out, likely at like stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, maybe Harbor Freight, or if you do Amazon, you can even order some on Amazon. So it's super easy. You just put some in a bucket and let it sit there for maybe a day or two, depending on how much. I think I put a little too much in mine, so next time I might put a little less of the iron out, but it did work, so that's great to know. But yeah, just want to share that with you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.